Hello YouTube, James and John here once again, and today we're here with our flagship phone speed test.
That's right, we've got the 6 hottest phones of the moment in. It's not a lab test, but we've tried our best to make it as accurate as possible to give you a real flavour of just how quick these phones are. What are the phones? We've got the iPhone 6s, the HTC 10, the Huawei P9, the Samsung Galaxy S7, the LG G5 and the Sony Xperia Z5. So James, tell us, how are we going to be testing the speed of these handsets?
So we're going to boot up each of these phones from off and then run through 10 different apps. We have Instagram, eBay, Spotify, Twitter, Gmail, Google Maps, Asphalt 8, Fruit Ninja, Netflix, and then the camera app.
So there you have it, 10 great apps, 6 amazing phones, but only one champion. Once we've run through those apps twice, we're going to see which is the fastest in our speed test. So strap yourselves in. Get ready to feel the G's. We're going to go really, really quick here. We're going to give you live commentary. It's going to be exciting. Let's get into it. So we'll quickly run through the phones. Top left corner, iPhone 6, then HTC 10, then Huawei P9, then LG G5, then Samsung Galaxy S7, then Sony Xperia Z5. James, what is happening right now?
Well, we're expecting the iPhones to come in first here. You can see, there we go, there is the iPhone in first place.
That is fast.
Yeah, really fast. All the rest of them, all the Androids are just sat on that loading screen. And there's the Samsung Galaxy S7.
Nice, nice. Oh, P9 and G5, basically the same there.
Yeah.
Still a bit of waiting for HTC 10 and Z5. Come on guys, hurry up. I mean,
the Z5 is still stuck on
iPhone's already
that.
in Spotify. It's like just getting on it, isn't it?
Yep.
Steroids, mate.
So the HTC 10 is up again, and the Sony Xperia Z5 is just sat there waiting on that weird animation, which you can barely see. And there it is. It's actually booting up. Maybe not. No, it's still taking a while.
Oh, mate, it's taken ages. Where are we with everywhere else, though? It's S7 still comfortably second.
Yeah.
Huawei P9, good showing, in third at the moment, closely followed by the G5 in fourth. HTC 10 fifth. Hopefully that's going to pick up the pace a little bit. Lots of power in that one. And the Sony is finally doing something. It's in eBay. It's, you know, it's taking a nice afternoon walk.
The iPhone is storming ahead though. It's already booting up our first game here. We've got 2 different games that take quite a while to load. And there we go, we're going into Fruit Ninja. The Sony is still stuck on Spotify though. That's
insane.
Third app.
And it's worth saying that this is not just the one time. We've run through all these phones several times, the same speed test to make sure, you know, a phone wasn't having just a bad day at the office. And we're pretty confident at all the times on these.
So the iPhone has just finished its first lap. We end the laps with taking a photo with the camera, and the iPhone is really good at holding apps in the background. So it's going to just keep going now. There you go, eBay's already started up. And it's kept going.
S7 is now finished its first lap, so it's on to the second lap. Everyone else still comfortably on their first laps. Huawei though, just finishing now, still in third, and that's a really impressive showing. That's got Huawei's own processor in it. It's not a Snapdragon, it's not a Samsung, it's not an Apple, it's Huawei's own processor. So they've obviously done a relatively good job behind the scenes there, so fair play.
There's the LG going round for its second lap as well. And if you take a look at the iPhone in first place, there we go, that is finished.
Boom, that is really quick.
2 minutes,
really
5 seconds.
Quick. Absolutely smashed that.
So what do you think is going to come in second here?
I mean, it's got to be the Samsung. It's clearly out ahead of the
There
P9.
we go,
And
2
there
minutes
it is.
13,
Bang.
so that's 8 seconds. 8 seconds faster, slower than the iPhone 6s. Now, which one's going to finish next? It looks comfortably that it's going to be the Huawei, isn't it? But the LG G5 isn't that far behind. There we go, 2 minutes 28 for the Huawei.
Boom.
And the LG G5,
G5
4 seconds slow.
Just behind, just behind.
Yeah,
and now it's the result of the slowest. And I mean, no one likes that title. It's sort of the wooden spoon of our speed test, and it looks like it's going to be won by the Z5. Unfortunately, the HTC 10, a bit disappointing really. I thought it would do much better than that.
Slow.
It seems a bit slow. There we are, finished 2 minutes 50. That's almost a minute behind the iPhone, which is a bit surprising. And poor old Z5, what is going on here?
Still
you know,
solid.
it is one of the older of the 6 here, but still, you'd expect it's packed full of power.
There we go.
Why has it taken so long?
Almost a whole minute behind the iPhone 6s, which is actually around the same time release as the iPhone, really. So we've also put the boot up times on the screen here for you to look at. It's been quite a controversial thing when we've done these speed tests before.
Of course.
People don't think it's that fair to put the boot up times in there. But if you look at the HTC 10 here, it's still the longest even when you take the boot up time out.
Somehow, it's come 5th, so not last in the total test, but take that boot up time out, it's actually slower than the Z5, which is quite surprising, especially when HTC said during the launch that they've done extra work to make those apps load up quicker. So, I mean, that's an interesting and slightly confusing point. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Poor poor HTC 10. Looking at the other end of the spectrum though, iPhones come in first, but take those boot out times out of the equation and it's very close between iPhone and S7.
It's less than 2 seconds. There.
Exactly. I mean, the iPhone still wins. The fluidity of the Apple ecosystem, working with the Apple hardware, working with the Apple processor, obviously allows for that extra bit of efficiency in there. But Samsung, they've got so close. We were using the Exynos processor in our Samsung unit. It also comes with a Snapdragon 820 if you're in North America or just in the States, in fact. But it is showing that you can get really good, quick performance. Another surprising one for me was the Huawei P9.
Yeah, it's
running
doing
a
really
processor that, you know, is Huawei's own. It's not one of those main core ones, but that's done a really good job.
And the same as the G5. Both of them take out the boot up times and they're running about the same kind of time there.
So there you have it, the Tech Radar official, unofficial speed test. Again, it's not a lab test, but we've done a lot of work here to get the same apps at the same time. We've gone through several rotations of each phone to make sure there's no sort of weird anomalies there. This is as close as we're going to get to a decent speed test. And there's only been one winner, and it is the iPhone. With or without boot up time, that's the fastest. Very hot on its heels though is the S7, so a worthy mention goes there as well. Maybe a bit of disappointment towards the end of the field, but there you have it.
So we've also got 2 other tests coming later this week with camera and battery. We're going to take the same 6 phones and run exactly the same test. Most of these phones think they've got really good camera technology, so that's going to be a really interesting one to see.
They have, but it'll be interesting to see which is the best.
And battery, we're going to run through and try and really rinse these batteries and see where we can get with them.
We're going to smash them.
Thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing.
Don't forget to comment below. We do love reading your comments. We want to know what you have to say on our speed test, and don't forget to tune in later for more tests on these flagship phones.